She dropped Sadav's arm and they both leaned over the railing of the veranda. Now they saw him again. The man was on his hands and knees, crawling. So he was moving like a man as if crawls. Then they saw him fall on his face and lie there. A fisherman, perhaps, Sadav said. So he was assuming. Washed from his boat, he ran quickly down the steps, and behind him Hannah came, her white sleeves flying. A mile or two away, on the either side, there were fishing villages, but here was only the bare and lonely coast, dangerous with rocks. The surf beyond the beach was spiked with rocks. Somehow the man had managed to come through them. He must be badly torn. So they were thinking that there was a fisherman there and he must have lost his way and because of the fog and therefore he has come this side children, the beach was spiked with rocks, so they were assuming that the man must have been wounded badly. They saw when they came toward him that indeed it was so. The sand on one side of him had already a stain of red soaking through. Red soaking through means it was full of blood. He is wounded, Sadav exclaimed. He made haste to the man who lay motionless, his face in the sand, an old cap stuck to his head, soaked with sea water. He was in wet rags of garments. Sadav stopped, Hannah at his side, and turned the man's head. They saw the face. A white man, Hannah whispered. Yes, it was a white man, that is, American. The wet cap fell away, and there was his wet yellow hair, long, as though for many weeks it had not been cut, and upon his young and tortured face was a rough yellow beard. He was unconscious and knew nothing that they did for him. Now Sadav remembered the wound, and with his expert fingers he began to search for it. Blood flowed freshly at his touch. On the right side of his lower back, Sadav saw that a gun wound had been reopened. Reopened, it might be as he had fallen on the spiked rocks, therefore the gun wound had been reopened. The flesh was blackened with powder. The reason is given some time, not many days ago. The man had been shot and had not been tended, means taken care of. It was bad chance that the rock had struck the wound. Oh, how he is bleeding, Hannah whispered again in a solemn voice, in a serious voice. The mist screened them now completely, and at this time of the day no one came by. The fishermen had gone home, and even the chance beach combers would have considered the day at an end. What shall we do with this man? Sadav muttered, but his trained hands seemed of their own will to be doing what they could to stanch the fearful bleeding. Stanch is stop. Children, you can see the dilemma here. They have found an American at their door, almost at their door. Now they cannot take him inside because Japan and America were at war. But they could not leave him also out of pity, out of kindness, out of sympathy. Now, someone dying at their door, and remember, the protagonist is a doctor, a famous surgeon. So, his hands are moving to stop the blood. He packed the wound with the sea moss that strewed the beach. The man moaned with pain in his stupor. In his sleep, he started to cry. Moan means cry because he was feeling pain. Now, the doctor was so efficient that when he found the wound, he wanted to stop it with the vegetation, the sea moss that was found there. And when the sea moss touched the wound, it gave pain to the unconscious man. But he did not awaken. The best thing that we could do would be to put him back in the sea, Sadao said, answering himself. Now that the bleeding was stopped for the moment, he stood up and dusted the sand from his hands. Yes, undoubtedly, that would be best, Hannah said steadily. But she continued to stare down at the motionless man. Now, see the dilemma, children. Here, the conflict between the mind and the heart. The mind says that he should be thrown back into the sea because he is an American. And the heart says that this man is unconscious and should be taken and taken care of. Yes, undoubtedly, that would be the best, Hannah said steadily. But she was looking down at the motionless man. If we sheltered a white man in a house, we should be arrested, and if we turned him over as a prisoner, he would certainly die, Sadao said. So, this is the war between heart and mind. If they are going to leave him, he would die. If they take him into the house, they will be arrested and called a traitor. They will be called anti nationalist. The kindest thing would be to put him back into the sea, Hannah said. But neither of them moved. Nobody was having the courage to, means neither of them, neither Hannah nor Sadao, because nobody has the courage to throw this kind of man into the water back. They were staring with a curious repulsion upon the inert figure. Inert is lifeless figure that was lying in front of them. What is he? Hannah whispered. There is something about him that looks American, Sadao said. He took up the battered cap, the torn cap. Yes, there, almost gone, was the faint lettering. A sailor, he said, from an American warship. He spelled it out, U.S. Navy. The man was a prisoner of war. So from now onwards, we are going to call this man, this American, as POW. Why prisoner of war? Because he was from US Navy, he must have been caught, he must have been put behind the bars in the prison, locked up in the prison, but he had escaped from there. And when he was escaping, he might have got this wound. He has escaped, Hannah cried softly, and that is why he is wounded. In the back, Sadao agreed. They hesitated, looking at each other. Then Hannah said with resolution, so she was determined now, Come, are we able to put him back into the sea? If I am able, are you? Sadao asked. No, Hannah said. But if you can do it alone, Nasi, she is turning back. She says that Sadao should throw the man back into the sea because she was not having courage to throw that unconscious man back into the sea. Sadao hesitated again. The strange thing is, he said, that if the man were whole, I could turn him over to the police without difficulty. I care nothing for him. He is my enemy. All Americans are my enemy, and he is only a common fellow. You see how foolish his face is. But since he is wounded, you also cannot throw him back to the sea, Hannah said. Then there is only one thing to do. We must carry him into the house. But the servants? Sadao inquired. Why? Because people are afraid that what has not actually happened, that will also be reported by servants outside. The servants could say to the people in the public that as they were the Americans, therefore they were serving an American, they were making an American stay in their house. And then they had children. We must simply tell them that we intend to give him to the police. As indeed we must, Sadao. We must think of the children and your position. It would endanger all of us if we did not give this man over as a prisoner of war. Certainly, Sadao agreed. I would not think of doing anything else. So they thought that as soon as the man would become conscious back, they would give him as prisoner of war. They would hand him over to the police because they were having children. They did not want themselves to be called as a traitor. So, children, you find that though this lesson is long but very easy to understand and very interesting story. So, we will continue again on the next turn.